A new recruit has joined my party. My foes gain strength.
Welcome back to Let's Play Diablo 3. Here at Trippy Commentaries, we have gained a new member of the posse. So now we will have some 4-player chaos. I'm RJ, joining up with Justin.
What up?
Retro Brett.
About to destroy here.
And new to the crew is Mike, who will be taking control of a witch doctor.
What's going on, everyone? Ready to get this Diablo 3 playthrough started?
Yes, so you know, Mike, I believe we have vanquished the Skeleton King recently, so we will have to make our way through the game now. Mike is only, looks like, level 5. The rest of us are still not really too high leveled. We're all at level 12, so it shouldn't take too long for Mike to catch up. It will definitely boost him, and hopefully he can catch up to us soon enough, because I'm sure it's not going to be too easy for you. Miguel, be careful out there. Now, we did make it to the Drowned Temple in the last episode. This is one of my favorite areas of Act 1. The graphics speak for themselves. This is truly beautiful. It's nice to have a game here for the Xbox One that takes advantage of the hardware, where I felt like some of the other games that I've played for the system are just slightly better than Xbox 360. Really not a whole lot noticeable. Just to give you guys a reminder, I am the monk. I am P1, looks like an orange color. P3 looks like you're doing some 360 action there. Justino, you're the demon hunter. How's he coming along?
Good so far, man. He's quite acrobatic, as you can see. Right now I'm dual wielding crossbows, which is pretty sweet, but you know, on normal, you're gonna kick ass anyway, so it's not really a challenge.
Oh, we still got one.
Well, they have added more enemies to, of course, compensate for the fact that there's 4 of us.
Oh, no.
So we'll see if it adds anything to the challenge. Mike, you are taking control of this witch doctor. I know you got a little bit of gameplay in with it so far. How's it going? I know it's tough early level.
Yeah, the witch doctor seems like is going to get powerful, more and more powerful as you level up, obviously,
my brothers!
You know, the first attacks here are interesting. I like the right trigger attack.
What do you got? The bats there. Looks like you got 2 demonic dogs following you around.
Yeah.
Retro Brett, what can you tell us about the witch doctor?
Well, there are a couple classes in this game that are really weak at first, and the Witch Doctor is definitely one of them. But I have a level 46 Witch Doctor on the computer. And he's doing pretty well. So.
I heard that they start off weak, but they start to get extremely powerful. In fact, a couple of opinions I've heard have said that the Crusader and the Witch Doctor are arguably the 2 best characters once you get into the higher tiers, and you really need to beef up your character.
Oh. Well,
Retro Brett, you are leading the way, of course.
still flashing. What's it doing that for?
Not enough hatred to use this skill. That's the demon hunter over there. Let's see. I also am running out of controller batteries here, so we'll probably have to pause and switch that out here probably pretty soon. We'll see how far we can take it. All right, Retro, which way are we going? I believe we're just exploring.
Following me.
I think we're trying to find the secret objects that will unlock the
Why can't I go to
water temple there, drowned temple.
That's because someone is stuck over there.
That would be
Player
me.
one,
That
what
would be
you
me.
doing?
I'm sorry. I'm used to playing as the witch doctor. Recently, I've been playing as my witch doctor character, so I was looking at that.
It's hard to follow your guy on screen. I know.
It is.
I've been guilty of losing track of my guy here
so
and there.
have
And you got 4 players. I mean, sometimes it's tough. So just keep your eye on your colored circle around your character, and I think you'll be good.
Okay, now the left click button will actually show where you are. So if we all want to do that real quick, just to kind of give everybody a heads up. This is me right here. Sorry, it's the right click. That's me. Mike, do your right click real quick. Mike, the right click on your joystick.
The other right.
There you are.
Okay.
Okay, so you're
Now
the
I see
blue
the
one,
yours.
Mike.
I'm the purple.
All right, purple and Justin up
Right
there
down here.
is the
Right down here, player.
last one in green. Lead the way.
You mentioned that the Crusader and you heard the Crusader and the Witch Doctor were the strongest. It's not an accident that I chose to play the Crusader.
Yeah, from what I heard, the Crusader is, I think, has the most potential, I guess, as far as, you know, once you, like I said, get into the higher tiers, he really can hold up with all that, you know, all the enemies that are going to outnumber you.
Yeah, and he's also the newest character in the game that you can choose, so you know that they're going to make him, they've learned their mistakes, they know where to improve, so therefore they kind of maybe made a perfect character to be, now that they know what exactly goes into making a great playable person on this game.
Yeah, and I was listening to somebody talk about how there's, I guess, unique armor for every character as far as like a possible best armor they can get. And I guess the Crusader's best possible armor is quite powerful. Hopefully we can come across it in this playthrough. We still have a long ways to go. We are fighting our way through Act 1. And those of you who are fans of Diablo 1 will be pretty familiar with the first boss of this game, or at least the final boss of Act 1, the first big boss.
Let's go down here and maybe farm some more.
It's a pretty cool looking cave. This reminds me a lot of Skyrim. I'm a big Skyrim player, so definitely reminds me of that environment, albeit from a different angle. What do you think about the environments here in this game, Mike? I know you've gotten just to the beginning of Act 2 in a separate playthrough that we're doing so far. As far as your beat-em-up environments, I'm really digging it.
Yes, it's really good graphics, and they take full advantage of them, it seems. I really like what they did this game and how you know, you see your players.
Not enough hatred.
Playing with 4 people on one screen is something hard to pull off. It's very hard to pull off. So
Definitely, I know Justin and I were talking off screen about some other games kind of similar to this. I feel like this is probably the best game as far as unlockability and you know, basically 4 players, gauntlet style on a console. I know Justin and Retro Brett, you guys seem to prefer Diablo 2 over this one. It's too bad they never had a console release for Diablo 2. That could have been really cool.
Yeah, you know, just a missed opportunity by them. But then again, maybe they didn't have the capabilities at the time to convert a PC game to a PS2 or whatever.
Yeah, I was thinking, I wonder what system it would be.
And frankly, it would have not been as good because the controls on the keyboard really like lent itself to Diablo 2. But Diablo 3 is definitely, to me, a dumbed-down version of D2. As far as your skills go, you don't get to build your character a specific way. You just kind of, given what's there, you get to choose. There's not a skill tree. I wish there was a lot more detail in building your character, but I think Blizzard was feeling the pressure because it had been like a decade since the previous game, and time was running out for interest in the fan base. The general fan base, the hardcore fan base would wait forever, I'm sure. So yeah, I feel like they just kind of kept it simple, kept it safe. They didn't really have. There's just a lot of things missing here. As good of a game as it is, there's a lot of room for improvement.
I think the overall sentiment for a lot of people has been the hardcore Diablo fans, such as yourself, Justin, and Retro Brett, who've been there since the start. A lot of them were disappointed with this game, but at the same time, it's got high ratings, and I think newbies like myself and Mike, I know you played a lot of Diablo 1, so you had a big gap before getting back into this game.
Big gap.
pretty big gap here by Blizzard.
20 years, eh?
So to us, this is a pretty cool experience. You know, we aren't familiar with the Diablo 2 experience, and I think we're looking at it more of a co-op, 4 players, and the amount of things going on screen. It's nice to finally have a system that can really take advantage of all this. Great backgrounds, just real cool dynamics for a co-op game.
And it's the depth of the levels. I know we've said this before somewhat in the previous episodes, but in Diablo 2, Diablo 1, it was just like you see what you see, that's what you get. And here, we're looking down on things, even though it's only artistically, you can't go there per se, but it just adds a whole nother level of depth and dimension to the game.
It really does. The layers are one of the things that makes this game stand out.
Yeah.
especially on the new system here. So, how's the Crusader doing there, old Retro Brett? I know we just mentioned him as possibly being the best character in Diablo 3. We will find out probably in this playthrough as your character gets more and more stronger.
And
Earlier,
now we head back to the temple. So.
oh, nice. We got what we needed. But early on, you said you were complaining a little bit about the Crusader. Has he been improving any at all here?
I feel that he has. Maybe it's just because there's there was 2 other people, now there's 3. Maybe I'm not noticing him kicking as much ass as I did when I was playing him alone. I think maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah, I think that's natural. My main playthroughs with a wizard who's just completely destroying everybody, and it's a lot different when you're only by yourself and you have to destroy each and every enemy on screen.
Yeah.
Here, man, one of us can literally put the controller down, go grab a drink. The rest of us will clean up. And not only the game will also have your character automatically follow.
Yeah, we went.
I want to talk to this guy here. He's going to let us in the temple.
Yeah, I was taking a dump that whole time. You guys didn't even know.
Ah, you didn't listen to him tell us his words of
It's
wisdom.
nothing important.
Nah, never is.
We are the chosen one, blah, blah, blah. Luke Skywalker, Harry Potter, whatever. Alright. So,
it does kind of remind you a little bit of Harry Potter. Like, you're the chosen one, you have all this power.
oh yeah. So many movies that, of course, went with that game plan. Unfortunately, they didn't go with that game plan in the newer Star Wars. They did it with Luke Skywalker, but then really didn't give us anybody to relate to in the prequels.
No way.
Nice little Star Wars prequel rant there. I will mention, speaking of names, I know we were talking about different characters here. Mike's name to his Witch Doctor is actually Baron Semity. We here at Trippy Commentaries are big fans of the 007 series, especially the old school ones. And that's one of the more memorable characters. I think a lot of it has to do with Baron Semity being a playable character in GoldenEye. So,
yeah, Baron Samedi was probably my favorite bad guy from the whole Bond series, Live and Let Die.
Very trippy.
Even though it is Roger Moore and he is no Sean Connery, but I would say Live and Let Die had the best original theme song by Mr. Sir Paul McCartney. And I felt like in the movie Baron Samedi doesn't really appear as much as you would imagine, but like you said, RJ, good shout out to the old classic GoldenEye. Playing him, he was my favorite guy.
Oh, who do we have here?
I liked Trevelyan. I think I mispronounced that, but I always liked calling him that. But, of course, that was because Oddjob was forbidden.
Oddjob was
He was
forbidden.
illegal.
I also like
short.
Jaws. Rest in peace. Richard Kiel, the actor who played Jaws, just passed away. But
He just passed away. Well, this episode is in respect to Jaws.
tribute to you, Jaws.
I do want to point out this head over here. Nothing special. I love the detailing, and I really like the art direction of this game. Retro Brett, I know you had some things to say about the art direction, and you're a huge Diablo fan. Does this game pass with the art direction to you?
As far as the environment, hell yeah. As far as the item design, no, absolutely not.
The item design. Now, what do you mean by that?
I feel like the design of the armor and the design of the weapons and such, I feel was much better in Diablo 1.
You mean on the character themselves?
Yes, absolutely.
Interesting.
And Diablo 2 is pretty cool too. I think we have to use a town portal to get back.
Did we, alright, so we got everything accomplished here. They're telling us to go back to New Tristram. I will magically teleport us back to the city. That's awfully convenient.
The armor and stuff in Diablo 1 actually looked like armor. And here it just, I don't know, it just looks like cloth and stuff.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Okay, so it's more designed for each individual character. It's almost like something that looks like it should be on them rather than armor itself.
Right.
The one character I think it might do a good job with that, Retro Brett, is the Crusader. You know, it does seem to give him some pretty badass armor, but the Barbarian basically gives him new loincloth. So I can see where the armor
Talk to the ferryman.
is a little
All right.
questionable.
All right, so
Go
the
this way.
stranger wants us to go to a fishing village from his, faint memory he has that we must encounter.
Now let's pause right here, guys. I'm sure we all picked up some items, so we'll go ahead and take care of all the selling of items and re-equipping ourselves and all that good stuff. We'll meet you guys on the other side. We have finished selling off all of our excess items and switching up some of our special abilities. Looks like we have to follow this path to talk to the ferryman. Okay, so we will be hopping on this boat and heading off to a new area.
Yes, sir. Yes, to add something about the art design, the one really good thing about this game, and it's cool, that didn't happen in Diablo 1 or 2, is you can actually look at your character, what he looks like.
Really?
Yes, and
Nice.
I think that's pretty cool.
Now, looks like we're in this new city, I think it was called Wortham,
Yes.
and apparently it's not doing too well. The houses are on fire, and it is up to us to save the day, which will be a reoccurring theme in this game.
I think they actually should have called a firefighter myself. But I guess we're the next best thing.
I don't have enough
I know, right? Too bad none of us have the ability to magically stir up a rainstorm.
Please, my family's hiding
Well,
in the chapel
actually,
with the rest of the town.
I guess we are
must
kind
get
of
to them.
firefighter drivers.
You'll get yourself.
Get it? We put out a lot of fires.
Now, we have this
No, I
house.
don't.
Let's see here.
What's in the house? All right, my question is, a lot of these people have British accents. Are we like in some alternate universe of UK here? Like, New Tristram is part of UK, because like a lot of these voice actors are British, or I don't know if that's necessary or not, but it certainly lends itself to make you think that it is taking place somewhere in Europe.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Lord of the Rings a little bit. I'll say kind of has that touch to it.
A little bit, but I would say like most of the actors did not have British accents. The main people, rather, like some of the
Yeah.
the King of Rohan or whatever. But like Aragorn, I wouldn't say he really had much of a British accent, but it is written by a British author, so yeah, you could say that.
Maybe they went.
It's a good point, RJ.
Maybe they went along the same lines of Harry Potter, where there was J.K. Rowling was very adamant about
I hear something
having
coming.
British actors in the movies. There are no American actors in the movies, I believe.
Really? Interesting.
Well, that's not very nice to
I know.
Americans in every other country in the world, but it's all right. I mean, I understand where she's coming from. She is a British author, and when you have that much clout with how much success, she experienced, I think she can pretty much demand whatever she wants.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them, I'm surprised she signed off on some of the movies, but that's a topic for another discussion. Let's save that for later, shall we?
Oh, boy. I'm getting beat up. In
Alright.
fact, I died.
Did I die?
Damn
No,
it.
that
Oh
was
my
me,
God!
that
How,
was you.
this is normal, correct? Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, it happens sometime.
Yikes.
There's my cross.
Shall I
Let me
revive
press
you?
the revive button.
Haven't had to revive anyone.
I don't know how that works in multiplayer.
I've come back
I
and
think you're already revived. So.
Yeah.
Say priest.
I really don't know if this game has any, any downside to dying. Doesn't really seem like it.
The Diablo 2 had a experience penalty if you died.
Really?
This one has a durability
It did, yeah.
penalty.
Going back to Tristram.
What the hell is a durability penalty? Not much.
Not related to armor or weaponry, right? Just durability for something else.
No,
Or?
I don't know. I think it does have to do with armor.
Yeah, probably have to repair all of your armor. Alright, we have come across Maghda once again.
And your friends.
Gotta love the voice work in this game. Big fan of Maghda's design altogether. We'll eventually be facing off with her. But,
yeah, I kind of feel like that movie, the one with Angelina Jolie where she's the witch.
oh, God.
And maybe they took a little bit of that.
Maleficent.
That's what it's called, yeah, but her character design, very similar.
Oh, no. What is she doing?
Oh no,
Either use
poor
more
Kane.
Roderick
Minus the
Say it ain't
butterfly
so,
wings.
man. Come on, Kane has
What's
been
happening?
stable.
This
Entire
is...
series.
Now, he's got to be old as hell right now, because Diablo 1, he was old. Diablo 2, he's even older. 20 years later or whatever, Diablo 3.
Yeah, is that a pun there?
To
Just
me,
old as hell,
nothing.
being Diablo.
To my master,
Yeah.
Belial.
Very nice.
Everything.
Well, Deckard Cain is
She just
falling
butterflied
victim
him,
to
man.
Meg.
He's innocent.
He just died from her butterfly. What the hell was that?
Oh my.
What the hell's going on with
wow,
Leah?
that's-
Your rage is overwhelming,
Maybe
girl.
she's turned evil.
You win this round, but if the sword cannot be mine,
Interesting. Perhaps Leah.
I'll claim the
geez.
one.
Whoa, don't do it, no.
That reminds me of
It
Jumanji.
shall be mine.
Yes. Jumanji.
Gotta
What the
throw-
hell? Guys, that was crazy what we just saw at Leah there. Perhaps she has some special abilities we don't know about. Deckard Cain. I don't know if he can take it. Retro Brett. He's an old man, like
But
we
he
said.
must make the sword whole.
He just said something right there that reminded me a lot of Return of the Jedi.
As I
Nothing can stop that now.
sword is of the high
At the end, where Darth Vader's talking to Skywalker.
is an angel
Stranger is an angel, as we
eternal. The truth
So now we know who the stranger is. I think we'll be even more familiar with him very soon. But Deckard Cain is done gotta. He's dead.
Shocking.
Thank you guys for joining us for this episode of Let's Play Diablo 3. Make sure to stay tuned. We have a lot more to get to in this epic adventure. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Stay trippy.